Now, here's Paul Metsa.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Stars Over the Prairie. This is your host, Paul Metsa. My wingman is recovering in the hospital. Chris Allen is had a little foot surgery this week. So if he's out there listening, we want to wish you the best. Tyler, give me just a little more in my headphones, please, in my voice. We've got, what do we do on Stars Over the Prairie? We've got stars. We interview people that used to be stars, people that want to be stars, people that just want to grab a cold one and go out and look at the stars. Today we actually have the band Cats Under the Stars, my band that started 50 years ago in Alcott Park in Virginia, Minnesota, after 2 years as Hot Walleye, which was our northern nod to the band Hot Tuna. August 17th, 1975, Cats Under the Stars started as a four-piece bluegrass, country and blues ensemble. We went electric about a year later and started rocking the Iron Range bars, and we are in the middle of a 50th anniversary tour. We are playing at the refurbished and reopened Arrowhead Bar tonight on the main street of Virginia, right in the middle of town, from 7 to 10. Cats on the Stars trio with Tim O'Keefe, Jack Pasternacki, and myself, Paul Metsa, Dan Boyer, and Sharon Rowbottom are opening that show. We also have another Twin Port star, Gina Lee, with us today. I've met Gina a couple of times. She's going to play a song. We're going to find out a little bit more about her as well. So lots of great music coming up here on Stars Over the Prairie. If it's your birthday today, you got a pretty good-looking horoscope for the year to come. It's a busy period in your life when you might do some substantial work behind the scenes. It will be easier than most years if you stick to a diet or health regime, keeping on top of things, and staying organized. Boy, I can use that. It's going to help at the end of the year when focus all comes into place. But you're going to have more chores as usual to do, so get those done. Famous people born on this day. Upton Sinclair, who wrote The Jungle, was born in Baltimore, Maryland in 1878, passed away in 1968. One of the world's most beautiful women, Sophia Loren, turns 91 years old today. Happy birthday, Sophia. I'll see you in my dreams. And legendary Boston Celtics coach Red Auerbach was born in 1917 in Brooklyn, New York, passed away in 2006. And while he was rocking with the Celtics, he was the American Basketball Hall of Fame coach in 1965, 9 times The Celtics won the NBA championship. He was Coach of the Year in 65, like I just said. And as the executive president of the Boston Celtics, they, under his watch as Prez, won 7 NBA championships. Not a bad run. Part of those, of course, featured Hibbing native Kevin, it'll come to me. What was Kevin? I can't remember Kevin's name. Basketball player from Hibbing. Oh, we'll get it. Kevin. Somebody will call in. Anyway, his first name's Kevin. Anyway, Gina Lee, what do you got going on? Are you playing around town at all?
I'm doing a little bit of that, sure, yeah.
And where are you? Are you from Duluth Superior originally?
Not originally. No, I'm from the West Coast originally, but I've been here since 1988.
What brought you out to the Zenith City by the Unsalted Sea?
A divorce and a family that lives out here.
Okay. Jeff Jarvinen.
How are you, buddy?
What was Kevin's last name from Hibbing? He played for the Celtics. I should really know this.
McHale?
Kevin McHale. There we go. It's early for a musician. Thank you very much. All right, so you got out to Duluth. Were you playing out on the West Coast?
Yes, definitely. I started when I was 6.
When you're 6?
Yeah.
And what were you playing when you were 6 years old?
I was just singing and competing at that point. I didn't pick up the guitar until I was in my teens, and then, got into a rock and roll band during the disco era.
What was the name of the band?
Syzygy.
What?
Syzygy.
Yeah.
Syzygy.
Oh, there we go. How do you spell that?
Syzygy.
What does that mean exactly?
It has to do with alignment of planets.
Oh, total West Coast thing.
Yeah, I think so.
So so you got to town in '88.
Yep.
And did you just start playing around? What was your game plan when you got to the Twin Ports?
Well, basically, I had a little son at the time, so I was trying to, get work. So I went to school for a while and did some working. And I would just do a little playing on the side. But about 25 years ago, I put together a one-woman band act, and so I've been doing that around the area.
What was the name of that band?
Gina Lee.
Say that again?
Gina Lee.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
And my band's name is Henry.
Henry.
Yeah.
Man, I didn't get much sleep last night. I'm very confused. So now, where do you play around town?
Well, this coming next Saturday, I'm playing at the Alchemy over in Superior. Just playing Sacred Heart Saturday night. Got something in the works that I can't say anything about right now, but maybe doing some shows at, West Theater or the Alhambra or things like that.
Secret missions.
Secret, something coming up in the works, but I'm not in the position to say anything about it because I'm not the producer. I'm just one of the artists.
How did you hook up with my buddy Marv Pomeroy?
Well, I've known Marv for, probably 15, 16 years.
Okay.
Just in the music circles.
Right.
And then I went through a divorce, and he found out about it and decided he wanted
Jumped
me.
right on it.
Yes.
Good for him. I like when men take that approach. Well, good for you. He's a good guy, and you've been with him. He went. Was it a stroke or a heart attack?
Aortic tear in his aorta.
Wow. Mm-hmm. He's doing good. He looks great today.
Yeah. He's still recovering, but he's come a long way.
Well, thanks to you.
Well, I help. You got to do your own healing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, what are we going to hear today?
Well, this is the first song off of my third album that I wrote the whole album in 13 weeks. And my best friend over 30 years dumped me, and so it just inspired this album.
Wow.
Called Death of a Friendship. This is the first song. It's called Betrayed. You betrayed me. You kicked me to the curb. You told me that you were my friend. You didn't keep your word. Oh, we've been friends for a long time. They've watched and cried and shared a song. I thought that we were friends forever. I see that I was wrong. You walked away so easily and did not even spare a glance. The words that were spoken, my heart is now broken. There's no going back. Oh, we had been together for almost 30 years. When I look back to my memories, I can see them through these tears. Oh, all the times we had were good ones. That's why I just don't understand how you could so completely discard this friendship that we had. Oh, 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 oh. Can you hear me crying? Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Can you hear me crying? My idea of friendship must not be the same as yours. To me, friendship's forever, always and forever. You walked away so easily and did not
person must have really PO'd you off.
Yeah, kind of.
Was it a man or a woman?
It was a friend, a girlfriend. Mm-hmm.
Has she heard the song?
I don't know. I thought about sending her the whole album, but I just never did.
Right.
So I do not know if she's heard it or not.
Well, I think you got your point across.
Yeah, I think so.
We've got time for one more. We've got Cats and the Stars waiting patiently in the studio rest area. We're going to be playing a little music and talking 50 years of Cats Under the Stars, the big show tonight at the refurbished Arrowhead Bar. But we're going to have one more from the lovely Gina Lee. What are we going to hear now, Miss Lee?
We're going to do I Want to Thank You. Thank you. This is for Jeff Jarvinen. I want to thank you for letting me go. I want to thank you for telling me no, 'cause I'm no longer back there. I want to thank you for setting me free. I want to thank you for letting me be myself. I'm no longer looking back. You did me a favor. Want to thank you for that. My life's got new flavor. I'm not looking back. I want to thank you. I want to thank you for setting me free. I want to thank you for letting me be myself. I'm no longer looking back. I want to tell you that I love you so, and now I'm saying I'm going to let you go. I'm myself. I'm no longer looking back. You did me a favor. I want to thank you for that. My life's got new flavor. Not looking back. I want to thank you. Yeah. You did me a favor. My life's got new flavor. I want to thank you. Yeah, I want to thank you. Oh, I want to thank you. Yeah, yeah, I want to thank you. Oh, I want to thank you. I want to thank you. I want to thank you.
And I want to thank you, Gina Lee. That was lovely.
Thank you.
Paul, I always introduce Gina as the little lady with the big voice. And
Yeah.
This is so true.
Well, it was
Thank
the
you,
first
Jeff.
time I heard her up close and personal. It was very enjoyable.
Thank you. I agree. Thank you for having me.
And, of course, the great Jeff Jarvin, one of the great Twin Ports music historians and fellow Finn. Well, we're going to hear from the people that keep Stars Over the Prairie on the air, and we're going to switch over the musical chairs and have Cats Under the Stars with Tim O'Keefe, Jack Pasternak, and yours truly, Paul Metsa, play a little Cats music for you here in just a bit.
I'm Zach, and I had Z LASIK at Weiss Eye Center. I was sick of wearing glasses. I've had glasses since third grade. Dealing with the nuisance of glasses has kind of reached that point of I just need to get LASIK. I was a little nervous, but knowing now what that process all entailed, I wouldn't have been nervous if I knew. Everybody's really nice here. Not a bad thing to say about anybody. Everybody's happy, and everybody here's nice. And I mean, it's day one post-op, and I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Weiss Eye Center is the only clinic to offer blade-free Z LASIK in the Northland. To find out more and to arrange your free consultation, call 218-625-1917 today or visit weisseyecenter.com for more information. Weiss Eye Center. See the best.
You're invited to the Great Lakes Candy Kitchen, open for another season for all your candy pleasure. They're located on Scenic Highway 61, 10 miles north of Duluth in Knife River. They're third and fourth generation candy makers using traditional copper kettles to make their caramels, fudge brittles, and chocolate-dipped hot air. When you visit Great Lakes Candy Kitchen, be sure and try their famous nutty ice cream bar. Tell them you heard it on Stars Over the Prairie. Great Lakes Candy Kitchen, located just 10 miles north of Duluth in Knife River.
Gray Wolf Lodge, located on gorgeous Pelican Lake in beautiful Orr, is the great getaway in northern Minnesota. Featuring affordable, modernized cabins that rent by the week or even a few days, Gray Wolf Lodge is your place to treat the family or just yourself for a relaxing time away from it all. With great fishing, yoga classes, massage, boat rentals, a sandy beach, a common gathering area with a fire pit, and the gorgeous and rustic Gray Wolf Lodge, hosts John and Carol have thought of everything for your unforgettable stay. Give them a call at 1-800-840-9653 or go to graywolflodge.com to see all that they have to offer. Gray Wolf Lodge, your home away from home in the North Woods.
News Talk KDAO. Now back to Stars Over the Prairie with Paul Metsa.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. That was a nice job by Miss Gina Lee. Go out and see her wherever she's performing throughout the Twin Ports and beyond. It's good to see. When I say my old buddies, I do mean my old buddies. We got Tim O'Keefe there in the corner of the studio and Jack Pasternacki next to him. These are the three core members of the band called Cats Under the Stars, once referred to as America's best-dressed fishing band. What other, Jack, what other monikers did the Cats have over the years? We had a long career. We were called a lot of things.
Originally, Paul, the band was referred to as Hot Walleye, kind of a take on the Hot Tuna band name, but adapted for northern Minnesota. And I think our claim to fame then, and still remains, Minnesota's only electric fishing band.
That's right. Tim O'Keefe, now you're coming back to your old stomping grounds. You originally grew up in Superior, but you spent some serious time in Duluth with a guy by the name of John Ward and Lori Hatton.
Yeah, well, John and I started playing together back in 1971 or 2.
When you were 5 or 6.
Yeah, right. And then we were joined by John Havernanen, a.k.a. Kite. And we had our first band down here, Cockroach and the Silverfish.
Oh, yeah.
Which included the famous Mike Baker at times and other, Duluth musicians.
Of course, Mike Baker, he was the one that went on to become...
He went on to be Whitney Houston's musical director. And, I mean, when he was 15 years old, you just knew he was gone all the way. He was amazing,
Everybody in the Prince camp that I know down in Minneapolis knows Baker, knew Baker.
Yeah, he was big. And then a lot of other people. Then, and then I lived here on and off, and and I'd move up to the ranch, and then that fateful day I met you in 1973.
Oh my goodness gracious! I'll never forget. It was. How should I tell the story, Tim, or should we just move on to a song?
Maybe the details aren't so good for the air.
Yeah. No, Tim, but I was thinking about it. Pasternacki and I, we went to the same grade school, and Jack was a year older than me, and he was, star athlete in high school. In fact, had the record in football for the longest run for a touchdown from scrimmage, I believe, until they tore Ewan's Field down. But how did Pasty? I would kind of knew he played guitar because he was in a band called The Wanted, and I had a band called The Positive Reaction. The Wanted was rock and Rolling Stones repertoire. We were playing more of the Byrds. But Tim, did you bring Pasty in, or how?
It was a dark and dreary night, the El Dorado on Main Street, Virginia.
Okay.
That kind of says it all, doesn't it?
Pretty much.
I can remember Timmy and I going to see the Circus, your old band.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
And then I think I slid in about 75 when we started rehearsing at Gary Brecky's grandmother's house on Fifth Avenue.
Right.
But yeah, Pasty and I had gotten together a couple times. We were playing some stuff, and
well, we played one of the songs we're going to do together. We played
That's right.
We played it on KAXE with just mandolin and guitar, a nice version of Dave Brubeck's Take 5.
Wow. Yeah, grab my guitar. This is the first time I'm playing First time I'm rocking electric on my own radio show, so that's cool. Let me hook it up so it doesn't fall. So we're going way back. People, if they saw us in person, they have no idea that we've been together for 50 years.
Right? Yeah,
They might say 60 or 70.
What?
All right. Here we go. That sounded good on my headphones. Let's set out a little space. We like that space. Nice job there on the harmonica there, Mr. O'Keefe. Timmy, when did you start playing harp?
When?
Yeah.
Well, way back in the day when I was first starting to play with John Ward and John Havernan, there was a place called Martha's Youth House where we used to hang out. And a lot of musicians, young musicians, hung out down there. John and I, Ray Wolf, just a lot of people from the days, back in there. We'd jam a lot, and which was right across the street from Leif Erikson Park. So we spent a lot of time playing music together down there and all sorts of things, and Jelly Bean and all these other people. And that was the early days, and then it just went on from there.
Now, what about the? It wasn't Slow Justice, that's my song, but what about Blind Justice? What was that band all about?
Yeah, that was that was a little larger John Ward band that we had some horns in there. That was a little bit later, in the later 70s, and we had myself and John and Walter Meyer and Steve Holt on saxophone, and I think there's Dean Johnson on drums and a few other people here and there, And those we were doing. I think we were doing probably half of material that John had written, and then the other half is hits of the time or whatever.
John's got some great songs.
John's written some really, really great songs. Yeah, really great songwriter. Yeah,
and he's great. I've always loved his singing.
Yep.
And the guy ends up with more guitars that fall off the back of a turnip truck.
Yeah. I was just at his house yesterday, and of course, the collection grows.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable.
Every time I go over there, he's got a new. I said, "Where'd you get that one?" I was in a garbage can behind the deck or something.
Or people give him guitars. He showed me one yesterday that was. I don't want to talk about it too much, but it was like an unbelievable, amazing guitar that somebody had given him. It was one of the first superior guitars made.
Well, those guys they've got John and Laura got good karma.
Yeah, they're very good. They're very good people that do a lot of great stuff to help a lot of people in town.
They sure do.
Yeah.
They helped me out when I moved up here. That's for sure. Now, Pasty, when did you start? It's funny because you and I grew up literally blocks from each other, and went to the same grade school. We didn't hang out at all, and it really, even in senior high school, until we started playing together after senior high. And when did you first start playing guitar?
Well, grade school. My grade school band played all Rolling Stones tunes. I believe your band played the Byrds, so we were kind of coming at it from different angles. But then when I went to college, I met a guy that played banjo from Missouri, and that got me into traditional music, all that stuff, and then blues, and then I hooked up with you guys in Virginia.
Right. Who was that when you were going down? You went to.
If I'm going to have to list the colleges I went to, we're going to take up the whole hour because my grandfather once said you should go to as many colleges as you can, and I took that one to heart. I think there's at least 4.
Took him up on it.
Yeah.
But. So now we also had a fellow that we lost just a handful of years ago named Skip Delamark. Skip was, I remember him, and you do too, John, when we were coming up, because he played bass in a band called the Cream Cheese.
Absolutely.
And tell a little bit about that band.
Well, yeah, there used to be, when we were in junior high in Virginia, Minnesota, they used to have dances in what they called the girls' gym to raise money for the Red Cross. So I go in there. I'm probably in 8th grade, 7th grade, and I see this band playing, and there's this little short bass player playing, and he's got his shirt tails out, which in those days you could get detention for.
Right.
And then he's playing the little EBO Gibson bass like Jack Bruce from Cream, and he's got in what I call the Woodstock moccasins, the tall leather ones with the fringe. This guy was making a statement.
Yeah.
And that was Skipper Nellemark. First time I laid eyes on him.
And then he became, when he moved down to the University of Minnesota, he became really gotten influenced by Leo Kottke, and not only started playing fingerstyle guitar, but went out and you might know more because you spent some time in California, Jack, but went out to California to study with Bojo, Bojo, right?
Bozuzovich, the guitar maker.
Yeah.
He made Kotke's guitars.
Yeah.
Those 12 strings. Yeah.
But then Skip studied with him, too.
Yeah, he made
Skip
two guitars.
He made two. Yeah.
In fact, when we played the Guthrie Theater, I was playing one of Skipper's 6 strings.
Really?
Yeah.
That was one of our claims to fame. Cats and the Stars. I had moved down to, we started to play, in fact, if you go to Hometown Focus, I read an article about leading up to how fundamental Chestnut Street, which was the main drag in Virginia, was to my career musically, Jack's career in the Cats and the Stars, because not only did we play in a lot of those bars, we drank in quite a few of them.
A couple of them.
People don't realize. Excuse me, that in 1973, 74, there was 22 bars on the main drag of Virginia, which was only 5 blocks long. Mm-hmm. We used to call it the gauntlet. If you could get up one side and halfway down the other side, you were doing really, really well. Well, we've got Tim O'Keefe, Jack Pasternak, and myself, Paul Metsa from Cats and the Stars. We're going to hear from some of our sponsors that keep the show on the air and be back with another song by Cats Under the Stars.
Gray Wolf Lodge, located on gorgeous Pelican Lake in beautiful Orr, is the great getaway in northern Minnesota. Featuring affordable, modernized cabins that rent by the week or even a few days, Gray Wolf Lodge is your place to treat the family or just yourself for a relaxing time away from it all. With great fishing, yoga classes, massage, boat rentals, a sandy beach, a common gathering area with a fire pit, and the gorgeous and rustic Gray Wolf Lodge, hosts John and Carol have thought of everything for your unforgettable stay. Give them a call at 1-800-840-9653 or go to graywolflodge.com to see all that they have to offer. Gray Wolf Lodge, your home away from home in the North Woods.
You're invited to the Great Lakes Candy Kitchen, open for another season for all your candy pleasure. They're located on Scenic Highway 61, 10 miles north of Duluth in Knife River. They're 3rd and 4th generation candy makers using traditional copper kettles to make their caramels, fudge brittles, and chocolate-dipped hot air. When you visit Great Lakes Candy Kitchen, be sure and try their famous Nutty Ice Cream Bar. Tell them you heard it on Stars Over the Prairie. Great Lakes Candy Kitchen, located just 10 miles north of Duluth in Knife River.
I'm Lucas, and I had Z-LASIK at Weiss Eye Center. Went great. Little to no pain yesterday. Surgery went great. Everything else went home, took a nap, woke up, and haven't really had any pain since. Everybody was super nice and talked you through every step of the way, and I barely had to ask any questions because they knew what to say. They filled it all in. For me, it'll just be snowmobiling's my big one. I try to do a lot of riding in the winter. I farm in the summer, so this year was a big difference where a couple of times I had to borrow somebody's helmet, so I put my glasses on and ride because just the weather conditions, everything else, out there riding blind. So I'm really excited for that. It's well worth the money, and it's going to change my life for a long time, I'll tell you that.
Weiss Eye Center is the only clinic to offer blade-free Z-LASIK in the Northland. To find out more and to arrange your free consultation, call 218-625-1917 today or visit weisseyecenter.com for more information. Weiss Eye Center. See the best.
You're listening to Stars Over the Prairie with Paul Metsa. The phone lines are open. 218-722-0839.
And here's a little blues for you, the key of E if you're playing along at home. This is Cats and the Stars coming to you live from the Big K. And the song goes something like this. key of the people. E, not the key of the bourgeoisie. So let's talk a little bit about this. It's a historic, us getting together after 50 years is kind of historic, but as is the reopening of the Arrowhead Bar that used to be our HQ, our headquarters, back when Cats and the Stars were terrorizing the streets of Virginia, Minnesota. And Jack, you can tell a little bit about the history of the band and about our booking strategy.
Yes, I can remember our first gig. I believe, Paul, you negotiated with a little tavern up near Crane Lake, and it was $100 to pay the band, plus we got free beer. So, of course, the bar ended up losing over $500. We didn't get paid money, but we got paid.
Yeah.
Then downtown Chestnut Street in our hometown of Virginia became our office, and the Arrowhead Bar that we're playing at tonight was primarily a drinking establishment for old pensioners, older guys that are retired. But somehow we slipped in the back door. They had a pool table and some booze, and they didn't mind the long hairs being in there.
Right.
So we kind of took over for a couple of years.
Now, Timmy, who was the guy? Was it Elmer Matheson? Was he here? Was he
Elmer
here?
Matheson was the kind of the king of the Arrowhead,
right?
Who was a really close friend of Skip's, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we were all working construction at the time too, so we would all put in our days at. I was at ABI. Where were you guys working?
Bechtel.
Oh, yeah. And then we'd show up. Now, tell a little bit about the people out there. And we wouldn't recommend this for kids at home, but we had an interesting part of the band's psychology is that we always reserved the right to cancel.
That's right. Yeah. We were founded on that principle, you know.
And what exactly did that principle mean?
Well, it's open to interpretation at this point.
Sometimes it was a snowstorm prevented us from making the gig.
Yeah.
Sometimes it was an imaginary snowstorm.
Sometimes it was just a good time somewhere else.
It was when that first pitcher of beer ended up, and then there's the second and third. I think usually by the fourth pitcher, we decided who was going to draw straws and call the unsuspecting bar owner to cancel. I do remember once when we had a gig at we were doing, I don't know, Tuesdays or Wednesdays at the Art Hagee's End Zone Bar, and so we drew straws. Nelamark lost. And he calls Art, ex-football coach of VHS, Virginia High School Blue Devils, and says, Art? He goes, yeah. He goes, this is Paul Metsa. We're canceling tonight. Oh, man.
You know, you mentioned Elmer Matheson, the older gentleman that drank at the Arrowhead Bar in Virginia. I can remember playing there, and Paul, I don't know if you were there, but Timmy was, as was Skipper, and I remember him saying to us, I don't know if you guys are any good, but you got a lot of guts.
And that's what it took to make your way on the Iron Range into the rock and roll scene. Hey, let's do a song. And you can tell I've got a massive chest cold, but we'll do a spoken word version of a song I wrote called Virginia. We'll play it very sensitively. And with panache. They burned down all the trees on Fifth Avenue. Shot out the fireball light. Nobody's on the beat, going 2 by 2. Nighthawks are running in the night. Black just broke, you know, but the trains did go downtown. Plug a nickel accordion band. Kiss Kissing boys, kissing girls right down on the Hooter Road. Jack Rabbit kicked the can. Jack Rabbit kicked the can. Virginia, Virginia. Don't even know my name. Virginia, Virginia. Nothing changes, but you do not feel the same. Nothing changes, but you do not feel the same. Gabriel's trumpet, Johnny's saxophone, Southside pinball mercy plea. Under the pines, my baby said, let's pretend it's Paris. She dropped me down to my knees. Old dogs, they lie right behind broken doorways. Mandolin bones and candlelight. Last chance wind blows cold, sometimes for 4 ways. No one's gonna sing it a sleeping night. No one's gonna sing it a sleeping night. Virginia, Virginia. Don't even know my name. Virginia, Virginia. Nothing changes, but you do not feel the same. Nothing changes, but you do not feel the same. Nothing changes, but you do not feel the same. You got a harmonica there, Timmy? Southside pinball mercy plea. Under the pines, my baby said, let's pretend it's Paris. She dropped me down to my knees. Old dogs that lie right behind broken doorways. Mandolin bones and candlelight. Last chance wind blows cold. It's time for 4 waves. Sing a sleeping night. No one's gonna sing a sleeping night. Virginia, Virginia. Don't even know my name. Virginia, Virginia. Nothing changes, but you do not feel the same. Nothing changes, but you do not feel the same. Nothing changes, but you do not feel the same. Timmy, play the harmonica. Nothing changes. Prairie. Your list of Cats and the Stars checks out tonight at the new Arrowhead Bar in the middle of Main Street in Virginia, Minnesota. If you follow me at paulmetsa.com, we're going to just play it out. Thank you, Tim O'Keefe. You sounded great on the congas and the harmonica. Thanks, Jack Pasternacki. You play rhythm better than Keith Richards. Listen to Stars of the Prairie every week, 11 to noon on KDAL, 103.9 FM, 106 AM throughout the Twin Ports. October 1st, we're going to 10,000 watts. We're going up to Canada, all over Wisconsin and the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Like my dad used to tell me, remember to be kind and make someone happy.
And I wish I could see stars over the prairie.